Have you been kept in the dark after somebody has died, unable to know what's going on in their probate estate? Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and we're going to cover what rights you have as a person or a business to get notice of information that's going on in a probate estate. Now, there are two different types of scenarios here. One scenario would be that you are already named in a probate estate as a devotee of a will or an interested person by virtue of Michigan's intestacy laws. Those are the laws when there is no will. You're a family member and you've been notified of the probate estate, and the personal representative is simply keeping you in the dark, not giving you enough information. There are processes to ensure that the personal representative performs that role, either requesting supervision or getting a court to intervene to force or compel the personal representative to perform their role or simply to have them removed. This particular process, the demand for notice, doesn't really apply to those circumstances, but rather circumstances when you're not a devotee, when you're not a personal representative, but you may have some other interest in relation to that particular decedent's estate. For example, you're owed child support by somebody within the probate estate. You're a creditor within that estate and you want to ensure that you're provided notice of what's going on. Or maybe you have a pecuniary interest, an interest in something that is shared within that probate estate, and you want to be kept abreast of the proceedings that are going on. Now, first of all the filings that occur within a probate estate are public record, except the inventory, which may simply be presented and not filed. But there is a process under Michigan's SCAO, SCAO, that State Court Administrative Office Form PC 555 that's shown here. And that process allows you to file this particular form and then be entitled to notice of all orders and all filings that have occurred within that probate proceeding. The beauty of this particular form is that even if the probate estate has not yet been opened up, so for example, you learn that somebody has died and you want to make certain that when that probate estate does get filed, that you're entitled to notice of that filing. So you can even file it well before the probate estate petition or application has been submitted to the probate court to give you and tip you off of the filing of that estate. Now, as I've reflected here with that yellow arrow, there are particular statutes and court rules that govern this particular form. And those are MCL 700.3205 and two court rules, MCR 5.125 A7 and MCR 5.126. What MCL 700.3205 provides is that you have this right to file that demand for notice. This is the statute that gives the person the right to actually submit that. Now, after you file that, there is actually an opportunity for those people within the probate estate or the personal representative to actually say, no, you're not entitled to notice. So there is a process to object to that demand for notice. MCR 5.125, that court rule, specifically provides that once the demand for notice is in place and not objected to, the personal representative and all people filing within that particular matter have got to give notice to the person that's filed the demand for notice. MCR 5.126 it's a court rule that provides for additional instruction as it relates to this, and provides that the demand for notice is valid for 3 years from the date it's filed to the date that it is expired. In addition, it provides for the process for the personal representative to object, as well as for the person that's providing the demand for notice to withdraw the demand at a later date. Now, the court can make a determination that the person filing this is an intervener that has no right to receive information out of the probate estate, and the court can strike that demand for notice. Let's walk our way through this particular form to show you how you complete it and file it with the probate court. At the top section where it says estate of course, you're going to list the person that died. The next section provides for the address and the date of death, and that you're filing under that particular statute. It also provides a space under number 3 for you to describe in what manner you have a right to receive notice. Are you a creditor? Are you a joint owner of an asset? What reason do you have to receive notice of what's going on within that probate estate? And what right do you have to receive copies of all filings? So it's really important that this particular section that you are mindful of the language that's used and consult with your probate attorney to make sure that you're doing this correctly, because that could be the basis for the striking of this particular form. So take the time to fill that part out correctly and carefully. The bottom section is pretty straightforward. It provides for your name, contact information, your attorney name, and the signature so that when you file it, the parties that are responsible for complying with the demand for notice know how to contact you. In addition, the probate court, let's play this out. You file the demand for notice and it's before the probate estate is open. If you do so, and there's no case number assigned to it at that time, and then somebody files a petition or application for probate, the probate court is supposed to notify you that the probate estate is being commenced. So again, make sure that you give accurate contact information to ensure that the probate court can provide notice. So this form is really valuable. It gives you an opportunity to know what's going on. Another scenario that we see is when a defendant has died, but no probate estate is open, and they may be the subject of another lawsuit. Maybe they were involved in an auto accident and they were the driver of the automobile that caused an accident. The plaintiff in that lawsuit may really want to know whether an estate has been opened up to identify who the personal representative is. So all sorts of reasons that you'd want to use this demand for notice form. So use it carefully, consult with a competent, skilled probate practitioner to ensure that it's done correctly, and it will give you all this great information in regard to the probate estate. At the Probate Pro, we're passionate about probate-related issues. If you have questions about the demand for notice within a probate estate or any probate-related issue, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 833-PROBATE.